G'day, Kim, and thanks for allowing me to do a little mini review and give you some feedback on your LinkedIn profile. You know, when we're positioning ourselves as an executive or a leader, it's so important to have our online profile standing out in a way that completely represents who we are. Let me start by saying you have a great profile. You obviously have such great industry experience, and you're also really demonstrating how you represent and support the industry, which is awesome. So let's have a look at your profile here. Again, like I say to a lot of people, this whole piece, this background image here, the banner, is really important real estate. And if we're not utilizing that to represent what we're about, either with an image of us in a situation that really demonstrates who we are, or perhaps just some words, keywords on a color or background, whatever it is that we want our personal brand to represent, then this is prime real estate. We really want to be utilizing this. It's also great that I see here your name and your position title isn't just your position title. Lots of people underutilize this space. It's great to see you've actually used it really well, where you've got that you're a director. Also, you've got about you being a graduate of the AICD, the Australian Institute of Company Directors, which I know is a tough course, having done that myself, that you're a leader, mentor, and women's advocate. I think that's really critical and key, and a lot of your background and your experience and your industry involvement being a women's advocate in some non-traditional industries is really imperative to keep putting forward and keep putting out there. So that's all really good. Scrolling down, your about section is actually one of the better ones I've ever seen. It really does position you quite well. It really shares a lot of what's going on for you and how you're supportive of the industry, the training and skills you have and background. What I would say is you've got some great recommendations down below. So some great recommendations from people in your industry, people you've worked with. It would be great to quote a little bit of those up here in your about section, just kind of highlighting and bringing them to the top, a little bit of that social proof of what other people say. And I also notice you really kind of repost other people's posts about what's happening in your industry, which is great. And that you do that about once a month, which is a good kind of level of consistency. I would encourage you to think about perhaps upping that just a little and doing just a little bit more. I've gone ahead and prepared a summary of some of the things that I think you could do to continue to improve with your profile, which, as I said, is really quite good already. So not lots of improvements that you can make there, but let's have a look at those, and I will also send you through this document. So a little bit about the banner image, as I said, some recommendations from other people, making sure they're in there. And it's great that you've included your continual education and what you've been doing. So not a lot. I think it's more the visual could be tweaked on your profile. I've gone ahead and had a go with my positioning profile process that I go through when I'm looking at someone's, and this is really based on what we do in the Manager to Leader Shift program, where we look at the language of a manager, the language of a leader, and the manager of a servant elder, and really starting to up the ante. And you're clearly in that senior and executive kind of positioning now. So really, you don't just need to include these bottom areas of background and your productivity, what makes you good at what you do. You're already a leader, so the personal strengths, performance, and respected is a part that I see in your profile already, what I would start to do is to include a bit more of this top level kind of dialogue where it is positioning you in that executive type role. And let me just share what I've written for some of those. So I've got that Kim is passionate about driving organizational success through visionary leadership, collaboration, and empowering teams to reach their full potential. She's dedicated to creating positive change and driving sustainable growth. Kim's uniqueness comes from her servant leadership. She's a mentor and supporter of women in the construction and rail industries. Her depth of understanding of the barriers women face in securing promotion to senior roles ensure that she is a sought-after confidant. Kim is also trusted for her sound judgment, reliability, and commitment. Her open communication style makes her a trusted advisor and mentor to colleagues at all levels. She's the president of Women in Building and Associated Services and vice president of Equal Futures Project, and sits on the board of Prelude Australia. I also just included down here in the known for one of those quotes that were in some of your recommendations. So having something like Kim is known for her strategic mindset, that her strong leadership presence, and her ability to navigate complex challenges with confidence and resilience. Confident, capable, and driven are words that come to mind when I think of Kim. So that's kind of a little review. I hope that's of help to you and of value, and that it helps you really think about how else you could position yourself for future roles. But well done, already quite a great profile.